And here we are again as the bells and the organ ring out. Welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk. Now, those of you that watch the programme on YouTube, I hope you like my new set of the little Christmas film right at the very end of the show. It's all very festive. All filmings, all little images and moving pictures taken in the shopping centre here in Bracknell. And do you know what? It's a funny thing, to be honest, because I just walked in there with a video. I didn't tell anyone. And apparently you're supposed to ask permission to film inside shopping centres. Did you know that? Oh, I've never had anything like it in my life, dear. But actually, it wasn't a problem at all, because I went in there with my camera, set it up, started filming little lights and twinkling lights and things on the ceiling. And I'd been doing it for about 15 minutes, I suppose, when all of a sudden I heard, "Excuse me, sir." I thought, oh, here we go. And I was kind of ready. I was ready to jump down his throat, you know. Yes, mate. Oh, you're filming the Christmas decorations, I think, by the looks of things. I said, that's right. He said, yeah, well, we haven't got a problem with that, sir. But if you just let us know over in the corner. Oh. Well, OK, well, thanks for letting us know. Yeah, no problem at all, sir. Just if you let us know next time you're going to do it. Oh, right. So there we are. Not a problem at all. So I hope that do you know that little sequence right at the very end with the Christmas trees and the lights and a little train set hanging on the ceiling in the shopping centre? You'll see that, if you haven't seen it already, right at the very end of the show, the last kind of minute and a half, you'll see that little film. You see, I try and do things to make it all nice and pretty. We've got the Christmas tree, we've got the figurines, we've got the wreath on the back, and that's it. Now, one thing I have noticed recently is a new fashion. Now, this fashion is certainly in London, here in the UK. I'm interested to know, is it where you are? And it is a hat. It's a particular hat. And I've never seen youngsters walking around so stupid in all my life with these stupid looking hats on. They really are stupid. Basically, they seem to be a woolen hat, okay, with what I can only describe as long pigtails either side. Oh no, don't get me wrong here, it's not the girls wearing these, it's the boys. And another thing, it's even worse, it's the straight boys. Between the ages of sort of, I suppose, 15 and 24. And I've never seen such a stupid item of clothing in all my life. Have you seen it? Please tell me, wherever you are in the world, have you got this fashion at the moment? It's like a woolen hat, okay? No bubble on the top, just a woolen hat. A lot of them seem to be brown, with two, like, pigtails hanging down, and they really are. They're not just little ones. They go below the shoulder. And these kids came into a few of them had these hats on when they came to do the karaoke at Belushi's on Monday night in Hammersmith, where I am. And they just look so stupid. Have you seen that? What is that about? Am I getting old? Please tell me if you don't think these hats look stupid. I mean, in all honesty, you know, it's the sort of thing that you'd see. I wouldn't be surprised if James Dean from matineeshow.co.uk has got one of these hats. And that's the sort of thing have you ever seen him when he turns up to interview a celebrity? What a tramp. I've never seen anything like it. If I was interviewing a celebrity, you'd want to wear nice clothes. I mean, like, for example, I wear a nice shirt on this. You've got to have a look at him. Matineeshow.co.uk, right? There's lots of pictures of him. I mean, I'm not one to pick faults. You know me, dear. Live and let live. That's me. I'm not one to pick faults. But you have a look at the pictures of James Dean at matineeshow.co.uk and look what he's wearing when he's interviewing these celebrities. Some old T-shirt, some old flea-bitten fleece that he wears everywhere. He wears this blue fleece everywhere because it's got the name of the radio station on it, you see. Unlike me, you see, when I'm walking around, I try and fit in. I don't want to be conspicuous. James Dean, he likes to wear these coats and things that proudly say the name of the station and walks around playing a bit of the Big I Am, you know. Something that I would never dream of it, dear. I would never dream of it. I have to tell you, there are certain DJs that will try and gain free entry into clubs by this method. I've seen it myself. I'll tell you what, I've never done that. Well, not recently, because I don't go clubs anymore. But in the time when I used to go to clubs, I never ever went to the door once and said, hello, I am so-and-so. I work here, here and here. Can I come in for nothing? Because that's basically what you're asking. I've seen DJs go to the front of queues, to the doorman, and say, oh, hello, I'm so... I'd love to tell you which one. He's quite famous, but I'm not going to. Hello, I'm so-and-so. I work here and here. I usually get in clubs for nothing. And they get turned away because they're not recognised. I love it! Don't you love it when something like that happens? We love it, dear! I will mention to you, though, I have been standing in a queue before, and I've been pulled out the queue. Why are you standing there, Chris? Come in! Oh! I love it. That I like. But I usually... no, not usually. I always stand in the queue. We don't have any of this special celebrity stuff, James. James, you've got to become more ordinary, darling. Look, let's face it, James, you are never going to become one of the celebrities that you interview. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen to you. You're always going to be a normal person, conspicuous, because you're trying to be a celebrity. You've got to fit in, dear. Walking around with this on your jacket and microphones and what have you. Did I tell you the time he wanted to borrow my expensive microphone because it would look good? Oh, yes, because it would look... Not because of what it was, because it would look good in front of all his friends. It's all very sad, really. It is. Now, there's an email address to the show. Hello, a big hello to you. My name's Chris Reardon. This is United Kingdom Talk. 3 times a week, fairly light-hearted chat show. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, join in by email. The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'm actually recording this particular show quite late at night. The reason being, I'm about to come up to the Christmas period and I'll be going up to my sister and I need to get one show ahead, so to speak. So it's late at night. I've sort of come in the studio and done an extra one this week so that by the time we get to Christmas, which, let's face it, it's not far away now, is it? Just a few days away now. I'll be one ahead and already... You see, I like to be prepared. That's because I was in the Scouts, you see. Be prepared. Cubs, do your best. We will do our best. I promise to do my duty to God and the Queen, to help other people, and to keep the Scout law. See, I know it. It never leaves your head, that. Anyway, so as I say, it's quite late at night at the moment. Before I came up here today, I was sitting in the living room after my afternoon nap. I got up again about 7:30, went downstairs, watched a little bit of telly, and I think it was about 9 o'clock at night, and I went to my sink. And just to wash up, and I noticed, I've got a sponge in there that I have meant to replace now for the last 2 weeks. Do you ever do that? You know you've got to buy an item, and you just keep forgetting to do it. Well, this sponge, I'm not joking, it is falling. Bits are just coming off it all over the place. It's the washing up, the washing up sponge with a bit of it's got rough stuff on one side and sponge on the other. Yeah, you know the sort of thing. You wouldn't put... Well, I mean, I say that. My sister... I shouldn't really tell you this. Don't tell her this. But my sister actually uses the rough side of the sponge to wash her face. Because, I mean, her face is so rough, it's unbelievable, dear. Oh, and it doesn't matter what she does to it. She sits there for hours on end with face masks on and mug packs. I mean, she's tried everything. She's tried mud and cream and yoghurt, and she's put everything on that face, and it doesn't look any different. It's still as rough as ours is. It really is. Anyway, she did try scrubbing the dead layers off the skin once, I think, with the washing up, the rough part of the washing up sponge. She did. Anyway, so this sponge is falling apart. I mean, I don't know why. I do like to replace things as soon as they're going wrong, but I've only had this washing up sponge for about 9 months, dear, and it's already starting to fall apart. They don't make them like they used to, do they? Hey? I'm sure I'm sure my dear mum made a sponge last longer than 9 months. Well, I've tried, dear, but it's got to the point now where the drain is starting to block up because little bits of sponge keep breaking off and getting stuck in the drain. So I thought I'd better get another one. Well, I thought that 2 weeks ago, and every time I go up to the supermarket, I forget. So tonight, 9:15, remember, it is 9:15 at night, okay? Supermarket up the road closes at 10 o'clock. And we're not talking just over the road. It's a 25-minute walk. Not only that, it's freezing cold outside tonight. I've already looked outside and there's a frost. Well, there was a frost. There is a frost on the ground. It's very cold. It's so cold. Are you ready for this? You know what I'm going to say? That, shock horror, I've got my heating on. Yes, I've actually got my heating on tonight, dear. That's how cold it is. And at 9:15, I put my lovely blue coat on and a pair of trainers, and off I went up to the supermarket. 20 minutes walk up there. I got there about 10 to 10, so it was about to close anyway. I bought the sponges, and I went, oh, that's what I was going to tell you. They've got new self-service tills up at our local Sainsbury's. Now, this is not new to me now. I have used the self-service tills many times at Asda, which is my favourite supermarket. But now they've got them in Sainsbury's. Do you know what? I have now used these self-service tills on 5 occasions. The 5 last visits I've been up there. And every single time something goes wrong. I'm sick to death of it. Absolutely sick to death of it. Every time, for example, let me think, couple of times ago, I arrived at the till, I put my bag on the thing, press start, and just as I'm about to move an item over, there is an unexpected item in the bagging area. Please remove this before continuing. And I thought, well, it must be my bag. So I lifted the bag up, and then, please continue. So I then pulled the item, put the item across the scanner, and it came up on there. I don't know, blueberries, £2.48. Then I put my bag back on there and put the blueberries in there, okay? Then I picked up some more blueberries. Bloop, bleep. It went bleep as it went. It said blueberries. And then just before I put it in, there is an unexpected item on the bagging area. Please remove this before continuing. And I thought, oh, here we go again. Then I put the blueberries in there, and of course it wouldn't continue then, would it? So the woman's come over. Says, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I said, this is every single time I try and use this, there is a problem. It doesn't work. She said, oh, it's teething. I said, well, it works at Asda, dear. And I don't like the staff in there. I honestly don't. They're not very, I don't find them very friendly at all. So that was that occasion. Another occasion, right? I think it... I don't know what the item was. Let's say it was tins of beans. I put a tin of beans through, bleep, 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 in it went. Put another one through, bleep, put something else through, bleep, and an unexpected item, and all this business, right? Okay, so I'm standing there now, and of course, on these the idea of these self-service things is, I know what the supermarkets are trying to do. They're trying to get rid of the checkout staff. Okay, because it seems to me they have one checkout person to look after about 6 of these self-service checkouts. So you see, for every 6 of those they have, they save 5 lots of wages. Correct? You know I'm correct. Now, of course, if we were to ever interview the supermarkets about this sort of thing, they would tell you, oh yes, it's so we can pass on the savings to the customer. What a load of rubbish that is, dear. We know that. No, it's not. Don't lie to me, dear. It's so you can have more profit. Profit, profit, profit. That's all they think about. They are, of course, providing a service as well. Let's be honest. Where would we be without a supermarket? Okay? Where would we be? Exactly. I would rather go to the girl on the till, but the fact is there's always queues, never enough staff. There's always queues on the till, and this particular self-service thing, never any queues there. I don't know why that is. Maybe people are having the same problem as me, and it just doesn't blooming well work properly. Now, another occasion, so I'd put these items through, and the light's flashing, and she was already dealing with 2 other people. So she says, oh, I'll be with you in a minute. Okay. But it wasn't very friendly, you know. It was like, wait there and I'll be over. It was a bit like that. I thought she might have been in the army at some point. Or possibly, you know, stand and wait. Who the hell do these people think they are, dear? I am a customer, and I demand to be treated as such. Let me tell you, if there was another supermarket here, I wouldn't go there. I hate it up there. I just hate it. So she's come over, and she says, all right, well, what's happened? I said, well, it's come up. It says unexpected item on there. So she's gone in my bag, and she says, oh, right. She says, this hasn't gone through. I said, what hasn't gone through? She said, the bluebirds. I said, yes, it has. I put it through. No, you didn't. I said, well, yes, I did. I put it through the thing, and it went bleep, and that's it. Whereas, no, you can see it's not come up. You haven't put it through because it hasn't come up on there. Now, she was calling me a liar, and I'm not happy about that. I was going to write a letter. I know I should have wrote a letter there and then, but I didn't bother. Now, whether, you know, calling someone a liar, I think that's a bit much. I do. What she should have said to me was, oh, well, not to worry, you probably did think you put it through, but it didn't go through. I would have accepted that. But she looked at me straight in the face and said, you didn't put it through. And I'm not happy about that at all. Really not happy about that. So that's another occasion. There have been 5 occasions altogether where they've had to, where every single time I've gone to use this blooming self-service checkout thing, something has gone wrong. Every single time. I'm sick to death of it, dear. And I'm wondering, boys and girls, have you had similar experiences? What supermarket do you shop at? And have you used the self-service checkout? And how did you get on with it? Because I'm not getting on with that at all. And it can't be me, because the one in Asda works perfectly. No problem. And actually, have I used one in Tesco? Yes, I have. I used one in Tesco's as well about a year ago. That was in Brighton. And that was fine as well. No problem. It's this one up there. It's not a particular one, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 12. I think there's 12 or 13 of them altogether. Right? And I go to a different one every time something goes wrong. Absolutely useless, isn't it? What about you? Come on, tell me your supermarket problems and where it happened. The email address of the show, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So eventually, actually on tonight, this particular lady was very helpful, and I had a little joke with her. It's not all Sainsbury's checkout people. Don't get me wrong, okay? We're not talking everyone. But, you know, in general, I find more often than not very helpful. And when you're on the till, again, it seems to be this particular supermarket when you go to the till, and they try and be falsely friendly. Do you know what I mean by that? It's like, how are you today, sir? Not a bad night, is it? And all this. And you can tell they don't really want to talk to you. And I think this is the problem coming from the top. Now, no supermarket's name mentions here, but there is a particular supermarket that I haven't found a single member of their staff who actually enjoys working there. You know, and I wonder if it's a similar situation to that. Is it the people at the top telling them what to say? You cannot tell someone to have a personality that they don't have. You've just got to let them be themselves. We could bring in the subject here of radio stations, where, we mentioned this many times now, where future young or indeed older presenters go to a school, okay, and they learn how to introduce a record, to tell you the time, to tell you the station name, but all the personality that they were ever brought up with is completely drummed out of them. And I wonder if it's a similar thing in the supermarkets. Are they being told from above what to say? It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. That's the beauty with podcasts. We're all sitting here And in my case, I'm very lucky because this is like a podcast radio show. No one is here telling me what to say. The last thing I'd ever want to do is upset someone. And as I said many times, it's just common sense. I'm very lucky to be able to be here and be myself. Like James Dean on matineeshow.co.uk is himself. Joe from AmericanTalkUSA.com is himself. Ross P from RossPatZelt He is himself. No one's telling us what to do or say. But on the other hand, we are quite sensible. You won't hear any swearing. You won't hear us directly trying to upset anyone. I will share experiences with you. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If I have an experience somewhere, why not share it with you? And you indeed share your experiences with me by the email, didn't you? Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Anyway, so I got back from the supermarket there, and she was nice, the lady who was helping me, and walked through the cold streets of Bracknell back to my house, had something to eat, and here we are chatting now. All right? So that was my night. Let me think what else. And then I had something to eat. No, I had something to eat. Then I watched a bit of telly, and I let Katie, one of my cats, I let her into the living room tonight to sit on my lap. Now, here's something for Susan, a question for Susan, our cat lover, who sent in a couple of emails. I don't know if I get round to your emails today, Susan. I shall try, my darling. Our special Dallas correspondent. I don't know, but I have a feeling, Susan, I'm becoming desensitized to the cats. Is that possible? Because the asthma problem doesn't appear to be anywhere near as bad as it used to be. Indeed, now I have actually been able to pick up the cats, sit them on my lap and stroke them for a while. So is it possible that the allergy to cats has subsided? I just wondered if you knew anything about that. Can it subside naturally on its own? The allergy to cats. Have I become desensitized to my lovely little furry creatures? Do let me know. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. The other thing with me is the throat and the ulcers. They're slowly getting better. They're coming along now. Is it a thing with age, do you think? Right? As we get older, do things take longer to sort themselves out? And I don't know how many other people over the age of, so we say 45, we got listening or indeed watching the show. But do you find you get little feelings or possibly pains or things happen now that never used to? You know, sometimes I can be walking along, oh, hurt my foot. And you don't know what it was. Now and again you might get that. Or sometimes when I'm in bed at night and I turn over and I'm like, oh, it's a real effort to actually turn over in bed sometimes. Do you get that? More recently, I can be doing something or just sitting here and I get a little flutter just in my chest. Back there. Just a little flutter. Don't know what it... Can't explain... Well, can I explain what it feels like? Say you've got a hollow tube, right? With lots of little hairs in it. It feels like something was going through the tube and just touched the hairs and brushed them as it went along. Anyone else get that? Like a little flutter in the chest. Back there. Just sort of to the right. I don't know what that is. Probably lung there, is it? I don't know. Say where your pectoral muscle is, which incidentally isn't as muscly as it used to be, but there we are. Just sort of there. Say you've got the chest bone in the middle, just to the right of it a little bit. A little flutter there. What's that? What's causing that? It's been happening in the last few days. Doesn't make me feel ill or anything like that. Just a flutter. Is there a butterfly trapped in my chest, do you think? What do you reckon, Susan? Anyone else older? Feel the odd twinge here and there? You do, don't you? Let me know about it. Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. All right, now, I've got to have my hair cut as well. I was looking at that in the mirror just before I came to talk to you today. Oh, I washed my hair before I come and speak to you. Right, off we go then. Emails, and I think the first thing we should do today is open the box. Open the box or take the money? That's the question. Open the box or take the money? Right, here we go. So we'll open this box first, I think. Hang on a minute, what have I done now? Oh, something's gone terribly wrong now. Let me see. No, that's all right now. There we are. So we've got a box here from Joe at AmericanTalkUSA.com. He's been kind enough to send me something, and I'm very excited now. We shall... Oh, hang on. Everything's collapsing around me. Right, hang on a second. Hang on. Stay there. I always say, when people send me things, I always like to open them. On air, yes. Let me just smell... Oh, I can smell American air coming out of the box. Oh, yes. A lovely smell. Oh, lovely. Here we go. Right. Open this. What's in here? Open the box. Take the money. Open the box. Hang on a minute. I can't get it open, Joe. You've done this up well, haven't you? Ooh. Hang on a minute. Is this a Christmas present? Because I mustn't open Christmas presents before Christmas. Oh, it is. Oh, it's got those lovely... Oh, I thought that was a popping bag. One of those... Is it? Oh, it is a popping bag. Listen. Oh, we love it. You thought someone had come in and shot me then, didn't you? Hey? Right, what we got? Ooh. Very well packed, Joe. That's what we like to see, my darling. Ooh. Ooh. It is. A box of chocolates. La Chocolat. Ooh. The Godiva assortment. Is it Godiva? Or Godiva assortment includes scrumptious pralines, luscious garnishes, creamy caramels. Oh, thank you, Joe. And there's a card in here. I can open Christmas cards, but I don't open Christmas presents before Christmas. Never. Never, never, never. Some people, they give you a present, don't they? And they say, oh, go on, open it. No. Mustn't open Christmas presents before Christmas. Oh, it's got a little snowflake, a little glass snowflake hanging there as well, which is rather pretty. Oh, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Let's have a little read of the card, shall we? Beautiful card. And there's a picture of a little person. A little person there. Little person on the picture with his Christmas presents. Hey. Merry Christmas, Master of Merriment from the Morris family, Joe, Amy and Ashley. Thank you very much for that, Joe. That's really kind of you. Very kind. People send little gifts like that and it will be eaten. Don't you worry. I might not eat it Christmas Day, okay? But I will have a look at them on Christmas Day, I think. Thank you, Joe. It's very kind of you. And to send all that through the post. You must stop sending me things, Joe. You are naughty. Think of the money, dear. Think of the money. I could have had the heating on for another 10 minutes for the amount you paid to send that through the post. Isn't it? Thank you, Joe. Look who it is. It's Mark. Mark has made a comment on my Saturday the 6th of December show. God, Chris, you don't half... Oh, God. It says, God, Chris, you don't half go on. What does he mean by that? Go on? What does he mean by that? What a cheek. If you mean do I chat a lot, of course I chat a lot. It's a chat show. What do you want me to do? Sit here in silence, dear? It's a chat show. Thank you, Joe. No, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Mark. Mixing my words up. Thank you, Mark, for that one. All right. Where are we going now? Oh, 2 programmes I saw on the television this week, which I thought I must mention. First of all, I don't know if anyone watches the Sarah Jane Adventures. Now, this is actually a children's programme on BBC One on Monday afternoons, I think it's on. Anyway, it's a spin-off to Doctor Who. And in the programme on Monday, and it's the first time we've seen him for about 30 years, was Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. Did you see him? How fantastic. Now, the Brigadier, known as the Brigadier, was in Doctor Who when I was a little boy. when John Pertwee was the Doctor and Tom Baker. And I'm sure he was in a few of the others, and he was like a bit of a regular in the show. Anyway, we haven't seen him for 30 years, and suddenly he turned up in the Sarah Jane Adventures, and it's just like seeing an old friend, really, isn't it? When you see a star come back after years and years and years, don't you think? And it's all very nice. So I saw that this week. Also, and cat lover Susan will be interested in this, we had a programme on the telly called Bring Back Dallas. Now, the show is hosted by someone called, I think his name's Justin. Untidy looking geezer, needs a good haircut and a set of nice clothes, but nevertheless, he goes around and he chooses an old TV series and then tries to get all the cast together. And this particular one was Bring Back Dallas. And it starts off in the programme. He tries to get hold of Sue Ellen, Linda Gray. And it was the funniest thing ever, I tell you. Because these people are actually quite hard to find sometimes. I think he was in... Was he in Beverly Hills looking for her or somewhere? Hang on, did I write it down? No, I don't know where she was. But eventually he caught up with Sue Ellen. She was on a bicycle in a brown tracksuit, and he starts running up her. Not running up her. He starts running after her on this bike. Hilarious. And of course, when he catches up with these stars, they think he's just like some madman, because he does come across a little bit as a madman. So he caught up with her, and also Larry Hagman, who I have to say, Larry Hagman, yes, he does look very, very old. He's like an old man now. But so what? It doesn't matter. I still say, if they're gonna, well, they are making a Dallas film, aren't they? But with different artists. No, what's the word? Different actors. They're making it with different actors. I still say they should have brought the old actors and actresses to make sort of a Dallas reunion type program. It doesn't matter that they're old now. You know, you can do Dallas 25 years on or something like that. But did anyone else see the Bring Back Dallas programme? Quite funny, actually. Ken Kircherville, who played Cliff Barnes. I've seen him now in 2 separate interviews. One was on BBC News 24. And one was on this particular programme. And he doesn't come across as a friendly sort of guy, do you think? Has anyone else seen any of his interviews? Ken, it's Kirchville, isn't it? Or something like that. Cliff Barnes. Whenever he seems to do an interview, I don't know if he's... Well, maybe he's a friendly guy and he just doesn't like doing interviews. I don't know. Have you seen him doing interviews? Do let us know. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Of course, JR, a lot of grey hairs. There's not got much hair left, but it's still fantastic to see him on the telly, isn't it? And talking of grey hairs... Actually, I noticed in the mirror the other day, while I was examining the side of my hair, does this happen to anyone else, boys, right? Grey hairs, they seem to grow out. So it makes them even more conspicuous than they really are. Have you noticed that? Grey hairs, they don't grow along with the rest of the hair like flat. They seem to grow outwards. And I keep looking in mirrors and getting little pairs of nail scissors and chopping off these single grey hairs. What's going on there? Grey hairs, dear. Yes, as Matty in Australia likes to keep mentioning. I do get fed up with you going on about the same things sometimes, Matty. You go on about age and hair. Try and choose another subject. What would be of interest to us all? All right? Now, actually, there's a couple of questions from Matty. Now, did I print those off? Let me read them straight off the screen for you, I think. Here, 1 second. I've got them here somewhere. Come on, where's your emails, Matty? On the system. This is why I usually print them all off first. Did I print those off there? Oh, hang on. Is that it here? I might have printed it off after all. Sorry, hang on a minute. No, I'll be with you in a second. No, that's not here. Matty. Where's his emails gone then? Oh, there we are. I got them. I got them. There we are. Oh, Matthew wants to know, Matty in Australia wants to know, how do investments work? I don't understand. Looking for information on internet, and I am interested in it. Okay. There are many, many different types of investment, Matty. Okay. Some, an investment could, for example, be an ordinary savings account with perhaps your local post office or building society or bank. That could be a savings investment of some sort. Or you could have investments that are in the form of shares. Okay, shares. Now, with shares, you could possibly make a lot of money if you bought the right shares at the right time. Similarly, you could lose all your money. They are very high risk. Now, I have a few shares myself. I've never actually bought any shares. I got them for nothing when certain banks and building societies where I had an account changed hands, or basically changed hands, okay, or became something else, so they gave everyone free shares. If you are careful with your money, you don't buy shares, I don't think, in general. There are many other investments. I have investments in property, okay? The flats that I own are an investment. Okay, the idea is that's where you put your money. So that's basically an investment, something where you can put your money and hopefully make it grow. Some of them you can make bad investments where you lose money, or you can make good investments where you could make money. I've always been of the understanding that it's very difficult to make a lot of money quickly. Everything I have ever done in my life is long term. I've never tried to make a quick buck, and here I am, 45 years old, and I'm doing okay now. You know, but it's all long term. And when you look at investments, you should always, I think, go medium to long term. Don't do short term, because you can lose an awful lot of money very quickly, as we've all seen on the news before. Matty also says, is investing is a bit like shares, gambling, etc. Yes. Well, shares is very, very like gambling. Don't buy shares, okay? Put your money in a high interest building society account or something like that. All right, if you've got a high interest account, you will make more money as it's just sitting there doing nothing. All right, so that's it. Matthew also says, excuse me, I know why you got hit by that woman in Hammersmith the other day. Do you remember the old lady who I went to help? Went to give her some money and she started battering me. She said, the one that you said was poor on your way to Belushi's. You called her love. That's why she hit you. She thought you wanted to be her new boyfriend. I don't think so, dear. I don't think that's what she thought at all. Better luck next time, my friend. There are more better people than some people. You can't help some people, dear. You try, and you can't help them, Matty, so don't worry about it. Right, let's say hello to Mert in Turkey. He first emailed on the last show, you may remember. Welcome along, Mert. Our first ever email from Turkey. Somewhere where I've not been yet as well, Turkey. He says, I'm in love with your show so far. I discovered it through Winamp in September, but somehow I lost it after a brief listening. Well, I'm not quite sure how you would find the show on Winamp. Some people, they, like yourself, kindly email into the show and they say, oh, I found your show via this or via that. And you think to yourself, how on earth did you find it there? I didn't put it there in the first place. So I'm not quite sure how you did find it. Later, Mert says, I found out that a copy was saved on my computer, and that gave me the chance to listen to the programme properly. And guess what? I enjoyed it so much that I went to find you on Facebook. And yes, we are now Facebook friends, myself and Mert in Turkey. I must say I love the English language, just like everything else that is British, and that's probably the reason I instantly clicked on the channel on Winamp when I saw the name United Kingdom Talk. How was I to know I would even be friends with the United Kingdom Talker? I quite like that, yeah, the United Kingdom Talker. Thank you, Mert. Don't forget you can always get the shows. Just save onto your computer the main United Kingdom Talk website and you never miss another one, okay? United Kingdom Talk. .co.uk, UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Got to say hello to Ross, who's in London. Now, Ross used to work with me at the Golden Lion. Do you remember that before that closed down? Oh, it's way back in June now. I think, is it May or June when the Golden Lion closed? And he thinks it's very, very funny that I was robbed by a squirrel. Or he actually says, ha ha, you got robbed by a rat. Yes, I did. A squirrel robbed the bulbs out of my hanging basket. It's a liberty, that's what it is, dear. Blooming squirrels. Thank you, Ross. Nice to hear from you. I hope you're getting on all right. Our man in Iceland. Good evening to Robert, who says, Chris, I have to say, when I heard the sound of your vacuum cleaner, I was taken back to the days of jet engine power, because it sounded rather like an R.R. Trent jet engine to me. Man, you sure have one mean sucker there. From Bob the Viking, and says, and he continues as a P.S. No, you're still not having your money back. Bob is in Iceland, and he is actually holding on to everyone's money there. He's the person. He's got all the money. He has. He's got all our money there, dear. It's a liberty. Hello to Petri in Finland. Now, I'm not sure if I read this one out already, Petri, but nevertheless. Hi, Chris, and greetings from Finland. Thank you for your great show. We've had so many laughs listening to you. Where on earth do you get all the ideas to your show from? Well, I don't know. They're not really ideas. They're like things that have happened to me, or things that people have told me about, or things that I might have read about in the paper. So that's really where they're just things that I've done. Nothing's really made up at all, Petri. It's just life as it is. She says, unfortunately, most of the Finns don't understand you because of lack of subtitling. Anyway, keep those videos coming. Have a wonderful Christmas and a New Year from my friend Petri in Finland, home of the mobile Nokia phone. Yes. Now, look who we are hearing from. We haven't heard from him for months. Our friend Julian from Argentina, who moved here to the UK in the summer, who says, hi, Chris, and I know you all want to go, because Julian recently got married in Argentina to a lovely young lady called Romy. And he says, hi, Chris, how are you? This new London lifestyle has left me without as much free time as I used to have. I must tell you, I haven't been listening to your show recently. What? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, hang on, I've got tissue here now. Oh. Oh, dear, that maybe I'm allergic to the cats. Oh, dear. Oh, it's gone everywhere. Oh, I can actually see the little bits of sneeze now floating around here in the Mirable Studios, dear. No tissue. Not a tissue anywhere. I might have to lose my sleeve in a minute. Never mind. Anyway, Julian says, I used to listen to your show on the tube train, but now Romy and I have the same route to work, and I'm not using my iPod while she's with me. Well, I shall hope not. How rude would it be to sit next to your wife on a train with your own music on? You can't do that. But what you could do, you could have an ear, if you had your iPod on the tube, and you could have one of the ears in your ear, and one of the, what are those things? Are they ear, I was going to call them buds. Are they buds? You know the little phones, the little headphones you get with iPods, are they called earbuds? I think they might be called earbuds. You could have one in your ear and one in Romy's ear. But of course you would have to sit next to her on the tube, wouldn't you? You know. I mean, if you got on the tube early in the morning and all the seats were taken, and except at each end, you couldn't have you at one end and her at the other end, and a long wire going across people's laps. Although, probably, if you told them that you were actually listening to Chris Reardon's United Kingdom Talk, they would understand and accept that. What do you think? Julian says, we are still dealing with the fact that it's now dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh yeah, it's pitch black at the moment here in the UK at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because we're now coming towards the middle of winter, which I think, if I'm right, happens on the 23rd of December. Is that the middle of winter? 23rd of December. I'm sure it's the 23rd of December. That's slap bang in the middle of winter. And after that, it will start getting lighter again. But at the moment, it's actually quite dark at 3:30 in the afternoon here in the UK. Oh, yeah. Julian says, fortunately, the city looks great at this time of the year. Everything is Christmas themed and there are lights everywhere. We love it! Have you been down Oxford Street and Regent Street? The lights are quite good down there. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we went ice skating at the Somerset House ice rink and really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's just the thing that comes around the Christmas period. If you're thinking of coming to the UK, or indeed you are coming to the UK in the next couple of weeks, there is an ice skating rink at Somerset House, which is kind of right slap bang in the middle of London. It's quite a good thing to go and do. I'm not sure if it's free. I think it might be free as well. Romy's brother in Italy just had a baby girl. Oh, isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Oh, congratulations. You haven't said her name. We're going to Italy for the holidays to meet the baby, and we'll be back in January. And that's from Julian. So thank you for that, Julian. Lovely to hear from you. Keep in contact with the show, Julian, because it's not just me that wants to know about you and how you're getting on. Everyone else who's ever been involved with the programme often likes to know how other people are getting on. I would like to hear if anyone knows what's happened to Chris and... oh, I forgot his wife's name now. Chris... Oh, you know the guy who plays the guitar with the long hair? He sent me that lovely colourful T-shirt must be about a year and a half ago now. Do you remember Chris and Jerry? That's it. Sorry, Jerry. Oh, you'll kill me, won't you? Are you still with us, Chris and Jerry? You've been a bit quiet lately. I hope you are, my darlings, and I hope you're doing pretty well there, all right? Okay, got to say hello to Rob Tyler. He used to actually live quite close to me in Roehampton. He's become a bit of a listener to the show as well. Hello, Rob. We used to have a pirate radio station years ago, and Rob used to be the man who used to answer because you couldn't have a telephone box because it was all a bit illegal, really. You see, he said we're going back 26 years or so. So we had a phone in, right? So we had a phone in requests, not like phone calls on air. And Rob used to go and answer. We used to give out the phone number of the local telephone box. And Rob used to be in the telephone box, and whenever he got a call with a request, he'd write it down and run back up to the studio, and I'd read it out. Didn't you, Rob? Anyway, Rob says, thanks, Chris. Well done, mate. You put on a good show. I was chuffed to bits when I heard my name on the show. So there we are. And he continues, also, Chris, I will have you know that I worked on your radio show, which was called Radio 23. The name of the radio station I had. Why was it called that? Because we lived at number 23, that's why. I also used to answer the phone box on the corner, as that was the phone-in number. Then we'd bring the messages up to your house. Me, Paul Butler, of course I remember you all, Rob Warren and the Morgans, remember? Yes, we do. We do remember, Rob. What days? What would you give to turn that clock back, eh? But we used to have such a good laugh doing that radio show. The guy who used to come and play the top 10, I remember. And as you see, this pirate station, it was all live from my bedroom. You know, in the corner of the bedroom. Seriously, listen to this. I'd have this equipment on a table, like in front of me, similar to here. But of course, in those days, there were no computers. There were no computers. This whole setup now is all computerised, isn't it? There were no computers. So basically, I had a table in front of me, and there were two record players. That not only were there no computers, there were no CDs. Do you remember, Rob? There was none of this stuff. There were two record players each side. In the middle was a mixer. I had a microphone there. I had a clock on the wall. I had a radio next to me, and we used to steal the news. We used to have news, and we used to steal it from another station. Or you get in terrible trouble now if you ever did it. Much worse now. And what else was there? I think there was a cassette deck there as well. And That's right, yeah, I'm just trying to think now. In the corner of the bedroom was a big car battery, which used to, and the battery was there to operate the transmitter. Now, the transmitter was a homemade device made by an electronics, I thought it was an electronics genius at the time. His name was Barry, and he had his own pirate radio station as well. And this car battery used to run the transmitter, and then from there there'd be a wire out of my house onto an area on the roof, and that's how it all used to work. It's a good laugh. We got nicked for that eventually. Oh yeah, it was at the time. It wasn't a particularly serious thing, you know. It was just a few kids playing records on the radio, really. It's a lot more serious now. Now, a lot of these pirate stations are involved with gangs and drugs and all that. Well, you see, when we were doing it, there was none. Wasn't the case then. All you wanted to do was sit there, get your voice heard on the radio, and play a few records to people. That's what it was about then. But it's a little bit more serious now, I'm afraid. And of course, to go with it, the consequences are much more serious as well. But at the time, these were just a few kids who all got together and were playing records to people. Oh, we had a great time. I did get nicked for that, yeah. 26 years ago, and it wasn't too much of a problem, to be honest. The police, I always remember my dad coming up the stairs and says, I know what's going on, son, but the police are here to see you. Oh, dear. The things you put your parents through when you're little, isn't it, eh? But as I say, it wasn't that much of a serious issue then. Although it is now. So thanks for that, Rob. Nice to hear from you. We've got a YouTube comment here from Doug in Akeley, USA. USA. It's not Canada, it's USA. And Doug says, laughing very hard at Chris and his squirrels. Thank you very much. Yes. Chris and my squirrels, the ones who nicked my bulbs, didn't they, from my hanging baskets at Liberty Deer. Got to say hi to Millie in Minnesota. Hello, Millie. Excuse me, you weren't supposed to hear that cough then, actually. You heard it that time, didn't you? I've got a button here. Every time I cough, then you don't hear it, you see? It's magic, isn't it? It's magic in the air. Oh, hang on. What's going on now? Oh. Well, something very strange going on with this computer tonight, I tell you. Hi, Chris. Great show you did last Tuesday. I promise next time I send you photos, they won't have any snow in them. No, I don't like snow. You know I don't like snow, Millie. It's horrible, nasty, white, cold, slippery stuff. How rude of those squirrels stealing the bulbs from your baskets. Hopefully you can get the bulbs replaced. Lots of love from Millie. Well, no, I'm not going to replace the bulbs because those particular hanging baskets have already got some stuff growing now, and I don't really want to disturb that now it's up there. I shall wait till the spring. And the squirrels are still around, okay? Don't worry, I haven't shot them to bits or anything like that. One more email on the show today. Can I give you the email address again? It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And our final email today comes from David, who is on the Isle of Wight at a place called Ryde in particular. That's R-Y-D-E. All right, have a look on the internet. It's a lovely place. Hello, my name is David. I live in Ryde on the Isle of Wight. I used to work for a company on the island that made radio masts. I listen to your podcast all the time, and I listen to Ross's podcast too, and I enjoy both of your shows. Was wondering which satellite station does your show go out on, and have you ever been to the Isle of Wight before? Well, the satellite show, if you can find it on Sky, channel 0195, okay? Once again, that's Sky, channel 0195. And the show on there, okay, now bear in mind, depending on how you're listening to the show, it changes, okay? On Sky, you can hear it on Tuesdays at, well, let me think what time. Tuesdays at, oh, I've forgotten now. Hang on, it will come back to me. Tuesdays. That's it. Tuesdays at... I can't remember. Isn't that shocking? Tuesdays at 11 p.m, I believe. Okay? Yes, I'm sure it is. Tuesdays at 11 p.m, Wednesdays at 11 p.m, and Thursdays at 10 p.m, all right? That's channel 0195 on Sky. Okay? Now, if you want the podcast version, then it's on podcast on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Okay? Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. There you go, David. Have I been to the Isle of Wight? Yes, several times, and I love it. What a lovely place. It's not a huge island. Is it sinking? I heard that the Isle of Wight was sinking. Is that right? Great place. Haven't been there now for some years. I've been to the Isle of Wight. Last time I went, I think we went on the... what was it now? On the hovercraft. Went on the hovercraft. Yeah, it's quite good. Got a train, I think, to... Would it be Portsmouth? I can't remember. It's so long ago since I went. And we got a train to somewhere. And then we got off the train. And then we got a hovercraft over to the Isle of Wight. I think... Do you know what? I think the last time I went, I think I was married at the time. Mum and Dad, and it was all going a bit wrong, to be honest. And Mum and Dad, I knew, were on holiday on the Isle of Wight. So I arranged to go and meet them for a day, which was all very nice, really. I mean, really, really nice. I always remember getting off the hovercraft and seeing, and then sort of coming through, like, the port where the hovercraft had docked. And as I walked across the car park, I saw Mum and Dad there and they were waving at me. I can actually see that picture. Isn't it funny how your mind retains those things? I've actually got that picture in my mind now of Mum and Dad standing there waving at me. I can see it now. Happy times, isn't it? Happy times. Where else have I been on the Isle of Wight? Shanklin, Black Gang Chine, and Allen Bay. Allen Bay. I always remember being a very young boy in Allen Bay, and somehow, because you're not allowed to do it, of course, somehow we managed to get an entire bucket of coloured sand up on the is it on lifts or elevators, or I can't remember now. It might have been lifts or escalators or something. A whole barrel full of this, a whole big thing of that. So you're a friend of mine on MySpace. So thanks so much to that David on the Isle of Wight, who loves the shows very much. Thank you very much for that, David. And that's it for the show today. As always, thanks for listening and watching the show. I'll see you on the next one. Do join in on the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. For myself, Chris Reardon. Bye-bye now.